Happy Friday, possibly happy Saturday or Sunday. And if you really don't work the weekends, then happy Monday. It is late Friday. I'm sorry. I had just waiting for inflation data to come out today. And then I had some morning events that we had to do on social media. Guys, if you haven't gotten into social, understand there's three parts to social. Just this is a quick PSA, right? There's the content consumption where you're sitting there scrolling, looking, and doing stuff. There's content creation where you're sitting there doing all the, hey, look at me, I'm great. And then there's the engagement. And the engagement's the piece. We did a roundtable this morning, or a panel, I guess. I hosted it with a couple of young bucks that are doing great. Guys, we are absolutely sold on social. It's a small portion of the business as far as like you post and somebody calls you for to buy a home or to get a mortgage. But the reality is it is massive, 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 massive when it comes to actually engagement and true relationship development. So if you don't like picking up the call and the phone doing cold calls, if you guys want, hit us up. I don't care how you do it. You can do DM us on social for that matter. Let us know if you want to talk. We can do a class. I'm thinking about doing this again for other folks, but it was well attended. We sold out. I'll sold out with tickets for free and it just space was limited. But if you want to do it, do it. If not, let's get going on this week's what's been happening. So what I was waiting for today was inflation, but just so you know, rates according to the Mortgage News Daily, you're looking at the high sixes still. You guys can see where we were, where we are. The rate chart, we're flat. I didn't put that in there because it's the end of the day and the market's closed, so who cares? Core inflation, this is the big one. So this is where we'll spend most of the slides. The other ones are going to be real quick, but here's what you guys need to see. Look at this upper right box, 1.85. That's not where the numbers were today, but the numbers, so the PCE, that's what came out. And core means that you strip out food and energy. So for example, with Ukraine and Russia having their conflict, wheat, Ukraine's a big producer of wheat. Well, the Fed can't prevent that. They can't control food, right? So if there's a shortage and food prices spike, it is what it is. Same thing with oil. They just say, man, we can't control oil or food. And that's what the core is. It's everything else. And so that's when they say they want their inflation at 2%. That's what their target is. That's what they're going for, is that core. And CPI is just another measurement. Those are the two most big ones. If you guys haven't been watching these, those are the two biggest measures of inflation. And you guys can see the December year over year that came out. We are officially now on that core PCE as of today, under 3. That is awesome. So again, 2% is their target. That's what they're going for. But if you guys look, this chart, the blue line that you see the big old spike coming on down from where inflation was, where it is today, 2.7, right, is where they're saying this number's at. But if you look at the yellow, this is what we've been talking about, the lag effect with shelter. So shelter of the core CPI up there up top, it's 44%. And you can see this, how the yellow is peaked and coming down. Well, the problem is this isn't real-time data for the yellow that they put into the core. It's always a lag of about, I think it's 6 months. So inflation will continue to come down, which is good because it gives the Fed the ability to go ahead and lower rates. Now, the reality is, unfortunately, GDP came out earlier this week as well, and the country is still doing great. That's good. We don't want a lot of job losses, but the reality is unemployment is still really low. So it kind of puts the Fed in a tough spot. So the good news, as long as inflation comes down, that helps keep our interest rates where they're at. You guys can see, like I said, these numbers. If you annualize it, that's that top right one at the 1.85. If you were to take the numbers where they're at and where they're going, we would think in 6 months you could see something below 2% if it maintains this pace. So time will tell. So here's what the good news is. Fannie Mae says rates will dip below 6%. So if you guys got sellers and buyers that are saying, oh, we'll wait till we get there. Well, guess what? When you dip below, you're going to get more people that come out of the woodworks. People maybe couldn't afford, and so now they're excited, or people that are just on the fence are now like, hey, I'm going to do this. Well, guess what? So are millions of other people. So look today. Rates are in the high sixes. Get it today. You know you're going to be refinancing sometime in the near future. So go find the home today. So this is the Fannie Mae. You guys can see the highlights. They still, that Fannie Mae thinks rates in the 5s by fourth quarter. Mark Pfeiffer is I'm making my own prediction. I don't think we're going to get to the 5s. I just don't think everything's going to end up quite being that rosy. I do think we'll be in the low to mid 6. We'll see if I'm right. I'm making the call here. I will report as time goes by, but they do say that third one, they expect home prices to continue to increase. So the people saying they're waiting for a crash, again, guys, it just ain't happening. So show them Fannie Mae thinks things are going up. And this is nationwide. Dallas-Fort Worth is certainly going to keep on humming. So just understand, houses 12 months from now, this next Christmas, it's going to be more expensive. So you might as well buy today. So here's what Texas looks like. So now you guys can show your peoples, hey, here's a chart. I'm not making this up, right? So this is just showing the activity in the in listings. You guys know it. We've all seen it. We felt it. Is the listings are down, right? I mean, there's no secret. There's just a lack of inventory. So if you guys show this to say, look, Mr. Seller, this is a great time to list because there's a lack of inventory. People want to buy. Let's get it there. But as you know, with rates, and this is another thing. This is coming from Zillow. If and when rates do hit around that 6, because this one's predicting 6%, again, home prices, because the last one pushes home prices higher if demand surges. Supply and demand, we all know that. So use this stuff to show your people. Lastly, the Mortgage Bankers Association. Here's what they think's coming. So last year, supposedly 378. This is again, ballpark for the 2024, but they think there's going to be about 20% more homes getting sold, 19%. And they think, again, that number is going to increase in 2025. So long story short, the market is getting better. This is new and existing homes on a monthly basis. So in theory, hopefully we're all getting a 20% pay raise this year if there's 20% more homes getting bought and sold. So we'll see. Lastly, guys, this is my, call this my patriotic duty, if you want to call it that. I had never heard of Dixville Notch. And if you haven't, just Wikipedia it real quick, make yourself a good American. It was really interesting. New Hampshire, apparently this is the first town in New Hampshire that does the primaries because I think they said the article I read said there's like 6 people there. Maybe it's 5. I think it's 6. 6 people there. Yeah, 6 registered voted. And so they hold midnight to do the primaries. And because you can announce it when 6 total people vote, this sense of prideship, these 6 people go in and vote, and they can then be the first ones to come out as the city that says, hey, we're the first. Because it takes a minimum of 5 people for a population. So as the population grows, if everybody doesn't show up, then they can't be the first, or it probably won't be if somebody sleeps in. So I just thought this was fascinating. Read it, do yourself a favor, and just become more educated on the political system of the great United States of America. Lastly, not the greatest way I want to end a Friday. I'll go have a cocktail to get this one through, but the doomsday clock, basically it's how close is humanity to self-annihilation. According to this, we're as close as ever. So, what is the end of the world as we know it? Right, there you go. So guys, follow us as always, get social, be friends. Come on, we're friendly, you're friendly. If you find value, forward, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Here's how you get us. We appreciate you as always. I hope everybody has a wonderful weekend. If you're watching this on the Friday or Saturday, and if you've seen this on Monday, I hope you had a good one. We appreciate you guys. We're around if you need us. Call us. Talk to you later. Bye.